Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So today, I want to give you an update on that Pookie that went to Russell Wilson's house for Thanksgiving dinner and then turned around and talked shit about Russell Wilson and his family. He has been pressured into giving an apology, and I want to commend the Black American community for calling this out and letting him know that that behavior was not acceptable and that the problem is with him, not Russell Wilson. So I'm going to let you listen to this apology, and then I'm going to have some say about it.
First thing first, but we gotta address the elephant in the room. You know what I'm saying? That was a video that obviously went viral. Me sharing my experience with what I had at a teammate's crib. But with that being said, I just would have to let y'all know, like, hey, look, I'm a kid from Dallas, Texas, right? I come from a traditional household when it comes to family, right? When we came from, I came from shit. And so when it come to Thanksgiving, the reason I said what I said is because when we had a little bit of nothing, we still came together as a family.
Well, I just want to break in and point out that there are many Black families in Dallas, Texas, who were not brought up with a lot of material things, but they were brought up with manners. Everybody in Dallas, Texas is not doing the same thing. And what his traditions are may not be what other people's traditions are. What he is exhibiting is a narrow-mindedness and a sense that, well, how we do things in my family is how everybody should do things. I have a niece that lives in Dallas, Texas. Her daddy and mama live in Tuscaloosa County. She doesn't come home for Thanksgiving every year. She comes for Christmas and she comes during the summer. Sometimes she'll pop in unexpectedly for a few days or for the weekend. She doesn't come every Thanksgiving. Sometimes she might come for Thanksgiving, sometimes she doesn't. It is not considered abnormal. Family dynamics are different. People do different things at different times. He speaks as if his family sets the standard for how every Black person is supposed to do things. And that is a sign of a person that is short-sighted and narrow-minded.
That's the way that I was raised. That's the way that I always seen it. So when I seen something a little bit different.
Could we stop right here and have a grammar break? He said, that's the way I always seen it. He should have said, that's the way I have always seen it. If we could just get Black people to stop saying, I seen, it would be a great accomplishment. It should be, I have seen or I saw.
It was that to me. It was different. Now, I probably could have articulated it a lot better than what I did, and I could have gave a little bit more context than what I did.
I would love to know what the context would have been. Somebody invited you to their home on Thanksgiving thinking that it was a kind and friendly gesture. The only thing that you could have said was, I appreciated it because I was away from my family, because people keep asking in the comment section, why the hell weren't you at home with your family since that's your tradition? Why were you even at Russell's house in that town when your family's in Dallas and you're in Seattle? Why didn't you go home? So I would love to know what the context would have been to justify him sitting up there talking shit about somebody who invited him to his house for Thanksgiving.
But I do want to sit here, whether my co-host agrees or not, because I know he don't. I do want to issue an apology, right? I felt like they didn't wake up and ask for that. Russ, Sierra, and especially Baby Future, right? This was a long time ago. I shared an experience that I had 10 years ago.
It's a lot of things they don't wake up to.
Right. It's a lot of stuff that, but I can only speak for me.
Okay.
Right. And so I can't issue that apology and say that I do apologize for, because they didn't necessarily deserve it. I could have told a story without name dropping.
How about not talking about it at all, Pookie? How about you talk about your girlfriend that you beat so bad that you broke her jawbone and had to go to prison for 3 years? How about you talk about that? That's your real life. How about you talk about not being a batterer and abusing women?
Because I'm pretty sure like other people go tell their stories on podcasts and their experiences, and then you just speculate who it is, and you go from there. So, like I said, bro, I do want to issue that apology publicly. I don't think that you can publicly say something and then go privately apologize. You know what I'm saying? So, I would love to just start off there and saying like, hey, look, I do apologize, especially to Baby Future, because if it's one person I fuck with, it's the Future fans. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, bro, like, look, man, we're gonna sit on it, and this is a learning experience for a lot of us, bro. We've been doing this podcast, 9 episodes, and we learning a lot, we going through a lot, and it's gonna be ups, it's gonna be downs. We gonna sit over here and we gonna have viral moments. We're gonna have moments that might not go viral.
So that's what it was all about. We know that. You were trying to have a viral moment by dragging another black person down. And you did have a viral moment, but it went left on you because you're the one that ends up looking like an ignorant ingrate. That's what you look like. And you have to know that that hurt Russell Wilson. The fact that his mother came out and said something lets you know that he was hurting. That hurt him. Because otherwise, the mother wouldn't have come out there. Because these low-class black men talk about Russell Wilson all the time. They really do. And his mother doesn't say anything. His family doesn't get involved in it. But this went personal because he dragged her into it. And she ended up telling him that we didn't need, because he said something about whoever in my family's got the money is the one that makes sure everybody gets to the Thanksgiving. Well, apparently nobody in his family had any money that Thanksgiving because he wasn't at home. But Russell Wilson's mother let him know we have our own money. We don't need Russell to send us money to come to a Thanksgiving. So Mama Bear came in and let her feelings be known, because after you go after her cub for so long, she's going to protect her own. And that's what she did. And I respect her for that, because sometimes we just let things go and let things go, call people ignorant, or they're just jealous. Yes, they are ignorant and they are jealous, but they still need to be called out. Every black person in the United States of America does not agree with these men always going after decent black men who are family men who are trying to stand for something. Every black person in the United States of America does not agree with these people, and those of us who don't agree with them need to let it be known. And when you shake it down to a carb, it all comes back down to jealousy. Russell Wilson has been very successful in his career. He has a beautiful family. He has beautiful homes. Russell Wilson can get a meeting with Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. He knows that much about what's going on in the world, about finance, about investment, about investing. He can get an audience with these people when these black men can't even get in the same lobby in a hotel with them. So it's jealousy. It is jealousy disguised as, oh, he's a simp or he's corny. That's really what it comes down to. You know, we just have to call it what it is. That's what it comes down to. But anyway, I want to give a real shout out to the Black American community, the decent black people, because I can sense that black people are really getting tired of this kind of stuff. These guys go into these professional sports thinking that they're going to be rich for life. And then they go in and something goes wrong. They don't make the hundreds of millions of dollars that Russell Wilson has made. And they want to make money, but they don't know how to do anything. Most of them still don't know how to read. They don't know how the country works. They're not intelligent enough to talk about ideas. So they have to talk about people, and that's what they're doing. So I'm really proud of Black Americans for standing up and standing on business and letting him know that what you're doing is not cute, and beating up on a man who is decent, who is a family man, who stands for something in the community is not somebody for you to try to go viral for because you don't have any money. because that's really what it comes down to. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening and have a great day.